I'm Tony.
I'm Alex.
And we're here to talk to you about the EA's conference for E3 2010.
Yeah, they had a lot of games to show, well, 10 in particular, but they also had some new services to show off.
And we got a lot to talk about, so let's just hurry up for this.
Alright, we'll start off with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It was developed by Criterion Games, best known for the Burnout series, Black and Burnout Paradise, which came out several years ago.
And they had problems in the demo. For some reason, the cops seem faster. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because they were trying to make it look like it was more dynamic.
I'm not sure how it really feels. It's like this new online capability they have where you get to see people play. They tried to incorporate some of the stuff from Paradise into Hot Pursuit. But we're not big Need for Speed fans, so we might be talking completely in the wrong direction. So, sorry about that. Dead Space 2. I saw Dead Space.
I played Dead Space, the first one, and that was really cinematic, like really dark and dreary. A lot of mechanical warfare. When I saw in the trailer here or the demo here, it looked like you were more like stuck in one big room, and you just kind of had to keep fighting enemies over and over again until you finally get to the next room.
That may have been the demo, but
zombie babies.
So they did talk about how he's bringing the offensive to them. He's like fighting them now. So now it's like I personally feel that it might be going to an action zone rather than the horror zone. And to be honest, the first game was getting into action too.
So now it's going even further, and that could be a big problem.
So it's like we're going beyond Resident Evil 4 barrier between horror and.
And I'm worried about those quick time events.
Yeah.
And also we have to
Nemesis.
And now we have to wait till Sony's conference to see the rest of that trailer. And then Medal of Honor. Now, when I immediately saw this with the mass multiplayer, I immediately thought of MAG, but there's 24 people, and it looked pretty intense.
And that's because it's made by the guys who did Battlefield. Made by the team of DICE. And DICE is also the team behind Mirror's Edge. And unfortunately, I'm not here to tell you about Mirror's Edge 2 because that was not shown.
Aww.
Yeah, sad face.
And it looked really cool, but it had a trailer for multiplayer. I want to see what the single player is.
And then there's a beta that comes out like at the end of this week, if I recall. And to top that off, they announced EA Gun Club, which is not a game, but a service.
Yes, if you buy their games and play them, you get new content, new news, and everything. So it might be like kind of gamer score for the Xbox, except now it's just for all EA games for any console you have.
And the best thing about it is that it's essentially their way of being able to find out who to beta test their games.
Yes, and that's perfect, aiming directly at the market.
There's a Battlefield Bad Company 2 expansion package set in Vietnam that was announced. I think it was coming out at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Either way, it's an expansion pack for one of the best-selling first-person shooters of this year, so it was completely expected. Now we're going to the EA Sports category. EA Sports MMA. The MMA is kind of like UFC, except it's more martial arts-based. The MMA, meaning martial arts. Mixed martial arts, in fact.
It's going to be interesting to see how they actually look, because that's what makes these games, is how the characters look like when they're fighting. And we didn't see a lot of them actually fighting.
They actually didn't have a demo there, because they're going to have a demo Wednesday night. Which means that we just got models punching and
nothing.
Yeah, not much. They did announce a new service, another service, called EA Sports Live Broadcast.
Now this is interesting. Pretty much you can say, hey, I'm better than you on the internet.
I'm better than him.
And then what happens is that they can say, okay, you guys want to fight? Okay, we'll broadcast you live to all these people on the Xbox, or even
PS3 or PC.
PS3 or anyone. And they actually have announcers talking about your fight. So it's cool. It's like, oh, Tony just punched Alex in the face.
Oh, but he's grabbing his legs. Look at,
this might be interesting to see. I want to see where they take it and how really robust this service is. EA Sports Active 2.
This time it's on all the consoles.
It's no longer Wii exclusive. And it's now using for the Move for the PlayStation 3 and the Kinect for the Xbox 360.
And to make things more interesting, all of them are going to have this pack that goes that reads their heart. It's right up here. Read their heartbeat and use that to upload to the internet. And doing all of that, it's going to be more intuitive than the first game, which was just a rubber band thing. I mean, at least it's good to see them try. And the fact that they've been focusing on each of those consoles, hopefully they're not just spreading the same thing over all three.
It's spreading the wealth, hopefully.
Yes.
And next is Madden 2011, the giant of video game sports.
We're not really big fans of Madden, so forgive us if this is actually something that's not necessarily new, but we thought what was new was the ability to actually be given information over the headset by the coach.
So say, watch out for that guy, so you change immediately to that guy. I hope it's not cheating, but maybe it's more like he's better than anyone else.
It's closer to reality, I guess. I'm sure there's more to it than that, and unfortunately we don't know.
And then they got philosophical with Sims 3.
They got philosophical.
Yeah, at the beginning they're like, why are we all here?
And then it turned into Sims 3 because we had to leave during that time. But I saw the trailer, and it's pretty much Sims, except with some added lifetime concepts and stuff. It's been years in development. The fact that it's not fully out yet is just boggling my mind.
It's boggling.
And then the big one came.
Crysis 2.
Boom, baby!
Boom!
Crysis 2, developed by Crytek. This game is a big PC and HD console game.
Yes.
In fact, it's going to be 3D.
Of course, you need a 3D TV for it. So and you can't actually see 3D even on when they're broadcasting all this stuff live. So
they did in fact have a demo in 3D for the press when they were there.
Lucky.
But we're not press
yet.
So moving on, Bulletstorm.
This was crazy looking. There was a lot going on, a lot of action, a lot of conversations between your ally, who's apparently an android.
Yeah, it's kind of I'll be entirely honest. It's a little bro.
Little kind.
There's a little hint of bro in there.
But it was like cut tongue-in-cheek humor, like hee hee.
Yeah, it's got the same dialogue thing I'm expecting from Gears of War, but input into this.
A little humorous. Yeah, a little more humor.
Into this super epic, explosive.
That wheel thing.
Wheel.
That was epic.
Yeah,
it's like, I can't speak train. I really like what's going on in there.
I really look forward to it. Apparently, the previous game that they made was really good.
So we look forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah. And then we ended with Star Wars: The Old Republic.
It takes place with the Old Republic, with the old games and everything.
It's interesting to see combinations of LucasArts and BioWare and coming back together again after so long.
Yeah, I'm just more concerned with the fact that we've only seen the CG trailers for it. I mean, they're going to have gameplay footage on the show floor,
yes.
But, why don't they just throw us a bone? It's the conference. We should be seeing this kind of stuff.
I don't know. Anyway, that was the end of the conference.
Yep, overall it was okay.
It was a
was good.
Conference. I think it was a very simple conference.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. It was
almost none of those games were brand new, unexpected. The services were brand new.
Yeah, they're pretty exciting if they actually turn out to be robust.
So, in terms of what my favorite thing was probably both the EA Sports Live broadcast, even though I myself would never take part in it. It's a cool idea.
I like the concept.
And because I'm not a huge on realistic shooters, so if you're really into shooters and stuff, this is a great show to go to. And in terms of my favorite game, I would say Bulletstorm.
I would have to actually agree with it, because how epic it is and how much is going on into it, and the witty banter back and forth between the characters. It overall feels like you're on an epic quest and you'd want to play further on through it.
If I were to say anything about the game in particular...
Which you already have.
More. If I wanted to say more, I'd say Bulletstorm is pretty much EA's version of Borderlands. It's EA's Borderlands. It's that game that's super...
I would have to disagree. I don't think it's going to fit like that, no. Borderlands is a completely different monster, and hopefully maybe we'll see some of that later.
Well, I won't see one, but we'll find out.
We can always hope.
All right, time to hang up this conference.
Down.